It's been over a month since I last dropped a YouTube video on documenting my journey to consistent profitability here on YouTube. The last time I dropped a video was April 3rd, and I recorded and posted that video on YouTube when I was in Lagos because I traveled from school back to Lagos for holiday. And during that holiday I was busy trying to get placements for an IT training, and I was trying to like get a laptop also. And another thing is that the area I stay in Lagos is most of the time very noisy, and it's kind of very busy too. And if I'm recording video, most of the time the noise there is always like getting in the video, so it's always entering the video. So I stopped posting for over a month, and I don't think that's a good thing I did. But I'm back now. I'm back to school, and I pray I stay consistent this time. So, but one thing I've been doing is that on my shorts, like my YouTube shorts, I do post like images of I do post like images of the trades I take in a week, and like trade reports kind of short videos on my YouTube shorts. So as you all know, I've been trading a Maven Profit account, 5K Profit account, which I've been trading since March 2025 last year, and I've been trying to like get past this account. So the last time I posted a video, which was April 3rd, I was in a drawdown of 5.9% on the on the $5,000 profit account, and I'm still currently in drawdown, but I'm in drawdown of just 2.7% because since the time I stopped posting a video, I'm still trading. I've been trading, and I've taken a lot of setups on the account, which I'll be revealing in this video. But I'm still in drawdown on the account, and of about 2.72%, which is about $136, because the last time I posted a video I was in 5.9%, which was $295 drawdown. And in the month of April 14, I won a giveaway on Twitter, an Atlas Funded Profit giveaway, a $10,000 Atlas Funded Profit giveaway on Twitter. And the giveaway was known by if you're on Twitter, you know I am LTP. Is a forex trader, so he give away Atlas Funded account $10,000. So I just like applied, and I saw my name on the list, so I got the accounts around April 16, and I started trading the accounts April 20, which I took my first trade setup on the account. Currently, the two accounts, both the Maven Profit and the Atlas Funded, is in drawdown. The Maven Profit account is in drawdown of 2.72%, like I said before, which is about $136, and the balance on the Maven Profit account is $4,864.51. But on the Atlas Funded, I'm currently in drawdown of $88, which is about 0.88%, and the balance is $912.64. And on the Atlas Funded, I was even in drawdown of 4.5%, which is about, I was in drawdown of about $448. But I came out of that drawdown, and I was just like left with $88 this week. This week I just concluded, because this week I just ended. Last time I came out of that drawdown, and just left like $88 to like come out of the drawdown completely and get back to the 10K. So since the time I stopped posting video, I've taken about 14 trade setups. Because when I got the Atlas Funded account and the Atlas Funded account, I was just trading just GBPJPY on the Atlas Funded account from that April 20, and I've been trading just US30 on the Maven Profit account, because in January 19 I started a challenge, like let me just say like a personal challenge, just to trade just GBPJPY and US30 for 3 months, which ended April 19, because in the month of January I used to trade GBPUSD, and I took one setup in the month of January on GBPUSD, and the setup was playing out, but it took about like 3 to 4 days to play out before the setup was playing out in my direction. Then later went to stop loss, so I like just removed GBPUSD from my watch list, and I just traded just GBPJPY and US30 from since then. And the reason why I put US30 was that I used to like do analysis on US30, and the analysis to play out, because last year 2025, when I started trading in my Maven Profit account, I was just trading just GBPUSD and GBPJPY. There was a time I took setups on gold and US30 in that 2025, but most of those setups were stop loss, so I just trade just GBPUSD and GBPJPY throughout that 2025 on the account. There was a time I took on GPNZD last year 2025, but it was stop loss, so I just stayed on just GBPUSD and GBPJPY for this 2025, but I switched to just GBPJPY and US30 in 2026 from like January 19. Because I took one setup on GBPUSD in January, but it was a stop loss trade, and I took like from there I just started looking at GBPJPY and US30. So, and that challenge that I did in the month of from that January 19 to April 19, after the analysis on those, like after I did check, I did analysis on all the trade setup that I took, and I saw that from all the trade setup that I took from January 19 to April 19, which was a 3-month challenge, I had about 50% win rates on GBPJPY and US30. Like I had about 50%. But one thing is that if I'm like calculating win rate, I calculate it based on like the number of trades and that I won and the number of trades that I lose, that kind of calculation. And also I also do another calculation on win rates, like on every trade, what's the win rate on every trade? Okay, this one is 2R, this one is -1R, this one is okay 0.7R or something. I calculate on that. And on GBPJPY and US30, based on the number of trades, like win rate on the number of trades was 50%, and in terms of risk to reward, calculating win rate in terms of risk to reward was about 54%. And I took how many trades then in that month? I took about on GBPJPY I took about 10 trades, 5 wins, 5 loss. And on US30, 4 wins, 4 loss. That's like 8 trades. And there are some trades that I missed, some trades that went to break even. I mean, but I will show you that. But I just wanted to just talk about the account I'm currently trading, which is the Maven and Atlas Funded. And if you want to like check out Maven account, there's a link in the description. One thing is that after like this 1 month that I've been trading, I'm still in drawdown, because before I stopped putting out a video, I was in drawdown on the Maven account. And on that Maven account, there are some setup that I missed that could have like brought me out of the drawdown, which is on US30 that I didn't take. I missed some profitable setup which I didn't take, and some of them were due to indecision, and some of them was like there's something like there was a particular trade on GBPJPY, because since the time I got this Atlas Funded, like I said, I have just been trading GBPJPY. So I took like 2 losses on the account. Then there was the next day I was supposed to like take a trade, and the trade went for take profit, but I didn't take the trade because of I had the loss the previous days. Something like that used to like happen to me, and I'm trying to like just like conquer that stuff. I'm always show up even though I take a loss the previous day. I'm always show up the next day even though I take a loss the previous day. But one thing I'm trying to like break from is like, even though the end goal of trading is to like make money from trading, like I want to try to like put myself like get to a point where like I want to like understand and master this trading, like understand and master it, because I've come to the point that I have no understand. Because one thing I people should say is that you need to like master yourself more, because one thing about strategy is that there's no strategy that will guarantee 100% win rate. So you need to like master yourself, master your psychology. So like I need to like master myself, and also master like my system that I'm currently trading, because most of like if I do like analysis on most of the trades I'm taking, I'm only saying that okay, this system is working, but it's like there's something I'm not doing right that is not making this system to be profitable. Because if I can trade GBPJPY and US30 and for like 3 months, and I'm saying that okay, I have like 50% win rate, and even the RRR on some of the trade is all like the RRR is always like more than loss, even there is not much. Sometimes I used to have like 1R profit at the end of the month. It means that there's something I need to like improve on. on the system. Like I need to understand the system. I not just understand the system, understand myself and master myself. So that I'm not like always like I'm not moved by stop loss. Like I'm not letting stop loss. Like I'm not letting losses to like determine. I'm not letting the outcome of a trade determine the outcome of an. I'm not using the outcome of it. What I mean is like I'm not using the outcome of a particular trade to like measure the outcome of another trade, because I used to experience that thing where like if I take a trade and it's stop loss, I'll be like, oh, this next trade might be a stop loss, let me avoid it. So something like that. So I want to like come to the point that I can understand myself and master the game. Even though at the end goal is to like make money, but at this point I say that, oh, if I'm like trying to like rush to make money, at the end of the day I will not still make anything. Why can't I just like calm myself and understand this game? And that's where one thing about backtesting, like I need to like look for a way to like backtest and see, okay, how this system really works. Because one thing is that most of the time I go for 1 to 2 hour on a trade setup, 1 to 2 hour. But there are some trades that I'll say that, oh, this trade I should just go for 1 to 1 hour, because I can see like, oh, there's a level that this market might reject from. But because I'm like going for 1 to 2 hour, I can just like go for 1 to 2 hour. Most of those trades like do end up in break even. Some of them do go back to stop loss after going for 1 to 2 hour or getting to that level that I looked at, okay, market might reject from. But because I'm going for 1 to 2 hour, I like put my stop loss above that level, something like that. So I need to like master myself and master sharing, and that's what I'm trying to work on. But I don't know what's just like affecting me. There's this thing about me is that I have like this feelings that, okay, whether I would say like a feelings or a thought that, oh, this thing can work for me, but I'm not giving it the work. I'm not giving it the work and the time for it to work for me. I'm not putting in the work in terms of like backtesting, studying. I'm not like putting in the work. And I think I have like this issue of procrastination. Like I can say, okay, I want to like do this thing and this time, but at that time I will not do that thing. So I think I need to like work on myself more and also work on understanding the system which I trade. So there's a lot for me to still work on. There's a lot for me to still work on. There's a lot for me to still work on, and I think that I'm not putting in the work. Like I said, I'm not like putting in the work, because like I said, I used to have like this thought or feeling that, oh, this thing can work for me, but I'm not putting in the work for it to work for me. And that's one thing I noticed, that yes, I'm not really putting the work. If I'm to just say the truth, I'm not really putting the work in terms of back testing and stuff like that can like help me improve. So that's it. So that's what has been on this prop firm account. So the next thing I'll just do is like just go review all the trade setup that I took for a month now on GBPJPY and US30, and that's what I'll be doing next, and let's see how it goes. Welcome to my screen. So this is a review of all the trade setup that I've taken for over 1 month now. So this is on GBPJPY. So I'll review all the trade setup on GBPJPY, then I move to US30. So this is the first setup I'm talking about. So this setup is a buy setup. I took the setup April 1st and I closed this setup on Friday April 3rd. And this setup was closed at small profit of $4.36. So as you can see, the trade pushed up in profit, but I closed the trade on Friday at $4.36 because I close my trade setup on Friday. I don't leave my trades over the weekend. So if I have a trade that is running in loss or profit, I close them mostly on Friday. So after I close the trade setup, the following week this trade would have been a full take profit, because the following week the trade pushed to the upside and it would have been a full take profit. But I closed it, and that's according to my trading plan. So the second trade setup is also on G. This is the second trade setup on GBPJPY, and this one was a full take profit. Full take profit 1 to 2 hour. This is the third trade setup. So third trade setup, this trade setup went for 1 to 1 hour. I broke even on the trade, then the trade reversed back to my break even, but it is a stop loss as you can see, but I broke even on the trade, so the trade was a break even for me. This is the fourth one. So this fourth one also was closed. This fourth trade was closed in small profits. In small profits. Trade wait for 1 to 1 hour. And as you can see, I took this trade on Tuesday and I held it for Wednesday. I took this trade on Monday, and this is the trade, the first trade I took on the Atlas Funded account, because I started trading the Atlas Funded on the 20th of April, Monday, and this was the first trade I took. So I held this trade for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I held it till Friday. So I closed the trade in small profit, small profit at this point. At this point, it really didn't get to 1 to 1 hour, so I closed it for. I mean, didn't get to full take profit, so I closed it in small profit at around this point. Then the next trade is this. The next trade is this trade. This trade. So I took this sell setup on Monday. I took this sell setup on Monday 27. This trade went straight for my stop loss. Went straight to my stop loss. Trade went straight to my stop loss. Then after taking my stop loss, the trade pushed in my direction, went in my direction for about 1 to 1 there about. But at the end of the day, the trade is still a stop loss trade. But the trade first took me out as stop loss before going in my direction. But assuming this trade has gone in my direction, it would have been a break even for me. But the trade went for my stop before going in my direction. Then the next trade is this trade on GBPJPY also. This trade went in profit first, went in small profits. Just let me zoom in. This trade went in small profit, then reversed back and hit my stop loss. So I already had like 2 losses on the Atlas Funded. So, and on the Atlas Funded account, when I started trading Atlas Funded account, I started risking 2% per trade on the Atlas Funded account. Then this trade you're seeing here, this trade is the 7th trade, but this trade happened the next day after I took loss on GBPJPY. But the next day I didn't take this trade, and this trade would have been a profitable trade for me. That would have helped me cover the loss I took, because the loss I took the loss on Thursday, and I saw this trade set up on Friday, but I didn't take this trade because I woke up late. And one thing that didn't make me take this trade was on Thursday, after taking the loss that happened on Thursday at that top, the loss that I talked about now. After taking that loss, I was like, oh, I'm not going to show up the next day. I might not get any trade set up the next day. I started using the previous trade outcome like to judge the next day. And I've noticed something that most of the time, if I take a loss sometime, I just like feel demotivated and wait to like show up the next day. And that next day might be a profitable day for me. And that's what happened over here, because I took loss on Thursday at this point. I took loss at this point, on this trade, and the next trade I didn't like show up. I woke up late that day, all because I already had in my mindset that I'm not going to trade that day. That the next day I'm not getting the trade set up, and if I even get a trade set up, it might be a loss. That's why I didn't show up that day, and this trade set up was my take profit and should have covered up for the loss I took on Thursday, but I didn't show up and I missed the trade. That's why I put an X on it. Then this was the 8th trade, and this trade I didn't take this trade. This trade is not a miss setup. I didn't take this trade because this trade, I saw this trade set up forming in the night towards the Asian section, and I don't trade at night, so I left that. Okay, the next day I will like take the trade setup if I see my complete confirmation. Then the next day the trade went up which is that it means that if I had like taken the trade at night, which I don't trade at night, it would have been a stop loss for me before the trade would have pushed in my direction. But I didn't take this trade, and I didn't take this trade because this trade didn't even give me an entry. If I was able to take it the next day, which is the next day, I wouldn't get an entry because as you can see, this candlestick push straight to profit. So I won't have get an entry on this trade. So I won't call this trade a miss setup because there is not an entry and I didn't break the rule by trading by taking the trade at night because I know I don't trade at night. So the next trade, the last trade is this trade. This is the ninth trade. Ninth trade. So I missed, let me say I missed this, I missed one setup. I missed one setup on this trade and I didn't take this one because it was at night. So this one is the last trade, and this trade I took this trade as you can see May 12. That means this I took this trade May 12 and I held the trade till May 15. I think yes, May 15 on Friday. I held the trade for 4 days. So I took this trade and the trade went for full take profit on Friday. As you can see, for full take profit 1 to 2 R on the Atlas Funded account. So these are the trades I took from on the Atlas Funded account for over 1 month now. So the next one is US30. So this is US30. So this is US30. So this is US30 and this is the phase trade setup I'm talking about. So this setup, I took the setup Wednesday first, April 1st, that was Wednesday, and the setup went for 1 to 1 raised to reward, even more than 1 to 1 raised to reward, but it was closed at break even. The trade because when the trade got to 1 to 1 raised to reward, I broke even and the trade reversed back to my break even. So I closed as break even on this trade. The second trade was this sell also, but this trade was a stop loss. And I held this one for 3 days. And one thing about this trade is that this trade I should have closed this trade on Friday, but the time I came to the chart to close the trade, because I closed my trade, I don't leave my trade over the weekend like I said. So the time I came to the chart on Friday, I saw that US30 market had closed for the week. So I left this trade over the weekend and the trade ended up being a stop loss for me. A stop loss for me. Then the next trade I'm talking about is this one. So I took this trade on Friday, April 10, and this one was a stop loss. The trade went straight to my stop loss after some pushing up some trade went straight to my stop loss. So the trade went straight to my stop loss after pushing up some pips in profit in my direction, went straight to my stop loss. Then the next trade is this trade. But this trade, I didn't take this trade setup. I saw my confirmation, I saw everything, my system and my entry, but I didn't take this trade setup due to indecision. I didn't take this trade setup due to indecision, and the trade setup went for full take profit. So I missed this trade setup, and this trade setup is one of the trade setup that should have brought me out of drawdown on the US30 on the Maven Profit account. On the Maven Profit account, because as you can see, this trade was on the 13th of April and I didn't take the trade setup, so I missed the trade setup due to indecision. Because I was like, oh, I'm not going to trade US30 for that day. I'm not going to trade US30 for that day. And this indecision came from this loss, this particular loss that I took last week. So after taking this loss also, when I saw this trade setup, I was like, let me not take it. This one might be a loss. It's that same thing. Then this trade, this one too, I missed this trade setup also. I missed this one. Second profitable trade setup on US30. This one was April 15, Wednesday. And these two trade setup happened in the same week. This one and the first one that I missed happened in the same week. I didn't take this one also due to indecision. I was just this one I would say like due to indecision and fear. Because when I saw the trade setup, it was in the evening. I was like, no, let me not trade it. Let me take this trade. So I became indecisive and I didn't take the trade, and the trade went for full take profit. And one thing about this trade is that this trade aligned with my system, aligned with I saw my entry. So I'm also like take this trade setup, but I didn't take it and I missed it. And these two trades should have this one and this one right here, this one right here would have brought me out of drawdown completely on the profit account. Then the next trade is this sell setup on US30. This setup set up on US30, and I took this trade. This trade went for full take profit 1 to 2 hour. I took this one. Then the next trade, which is this one over here, this one over here. So this trade, I took this trade. This trade was on Friday. So I took this trade, but I closed this trade immediately after entering the trade. Like 3 minutes after I entered the trade, I closed the trade setup because one thing about US30 is that according to my plan, I trade US30 during New York section. But I saw this entry during London section. So I'm supposed to like wait for New York section to open before I take the sale. But I took the sale, then I immediately closed it. But I realized that oh, this trade is a break of rule. Even though the trade ended up being a take profit or stop loss is a break of rule. So I closed it immediately at -$5 loss thereabout. Then as you can see, after closing the trade back, the trade went to my stop loss, and the sale happened during New York section because this is New York section time. Around this point is New York section, and the sale happened during New York section, which means that if I had led this trade would have been a stop loss for me, and because it's a break of rule, it would have been a bad trade, and it can affect my psychology for the next week because this trade was on Friday. So I closed the trade immediately after I took the trade. So I noticed that yes, it's a break of rule, so I closed it. Then the next trade was this particular trade. So and I was in drawdown. I was still in drawdown while taking all this trade on the Maven profit account. So it was this trade. So I took this trade on Thursday, May 7, and I held this trade for Thursday, Friday, and I closed the trade at this point at about 1 to 1 hour in profit because the trade didn't get to full take profit. And on this trade I was looking out for on this trade I was looking out for about 1 to 2.5 hour on this trade. 1 to 2.5 hour on this trade. But on this trade I opened 2 positions on the Maven profit account because I had about just like $127 to like blow the Maven profit account, which was about like 2% left to blow the Maven profit account. Then I used the 2% to take the trade. I was like, what do I have left to lose on this profit? Because like I said in one of my videos, I have like broken like a news rule on this profit account like twice. And one thing about this Maven profit account is that if I'm able to pass the phase 1, there's chance I have to like take the phase 1 back because of those news rules that I have broken. But I just reached the $120 something on this trade, which was about $117 on both positions, and I closed the 2 positions in profits on Friday. According to my trading plan, I closed my trade on Friday because I don't leave trades over the weekend. So I closed the trade on Friday in profits. So the next trade, this trade I didn't take this trade, and this one is May 14. I didn't take this trade because this trade was from London section. So I saw this trade on May 15. Yes, I saw this trade May 15 Friday, but the formation, as you can see, happened May 14. The entry happened May 14, but I saw this entry, but it was not like, it has not met like the entry criteria. The formation was not complete, so I waited till the next day, and during the normal session the trade started pushing straight to profit. Because, and you know, I said I take US30 trades during New York section, and there's one downside to taking US30. There are sometimes that I do get entry during London section, and the trade will play out during London section. But because I said I'll be trading US30 during New York section, so once during London section I don't take US30 trade. And there's a reason to that, because there was a time I took a trade on US30, and the trade during London section, the trade went to my stop loss, then later pushed back to my take profits during New York session. So I was like, and most of the time US30 do become more volatile during New York section. So that's why I said I'll be trading US30 during New York session. So, and I can still review this and like backtest on it and see, okay, I need to like backtest on it and see, okay, if okay, I can start trading US30 during London section. So these are the trades I took for over 1 month now on the Atlas Funded and the Maven prop firm account. So let me just quickly show you the trades on the Atlas Funded. This is my Atlas Funded account. Atlas Funded accounts. As you can see, these are the trades I've taken. As you can see, I've just been trading GBPJPY on this account. GBPJPY. I've been trading GBPJPY on this account. So this is the first trade I took. I closed at $62 profit. The second trade was a loss, $200 and 2%. Like I said, I've been risking 2% on this Atlas Funded account. 2%. So if I'm able to pass phase 1, I will drop my rates down to 1% at phase 2, then 0.5% at funded phase. So but now I'm just like risking 2% because I don't want to like waste much time like I waste on the Maven prop firm account, on this Atlas Funded account. So and this is the third trade. This third trade I risked just $200, but the spread on this trade, the spread was kind of crazy on this trade, and the trade was closed at $289. But my risk on the trade was just $200. My stop loss on the trade was just $200. And this trade is I opened this 0.01 position with this 0.07 position. So yeah, still the same trade. Then this third trade was the last trade I took. I took this trade, like I said, I took this trade May 12, which was on Tuesday, and I closed it May 15 on Friday. So, and the trade was a profitable trade, $319 and $319. So the trade was, I used that trade to like recover a little bit of drawdown a little. So I just have like $8 to like get back to the initial 10K that was going to me by Atlas Funded. So that was that on the trade on this Atlas Funded account. As you can see, my Maven Profile account, as you can see, these are the trades that I've taken for over 1 month now. See, these are the trades I've taken for over 1 month, and this is my balance. So this is my balance on the Maven Profile account, 4,864. So I'm still in drawdown on both the Atlas Funded and the Maven Profile account. So that's it. So this is the outcome for the 3-month challenge that I did on US30 and GBPJPY. So the outcome for the 3-month challenge, I started challenge from January 19 and ended challenge April 19. So the outcome on GBPJPY, I took 14 trades, 5 wins, 5 losses, 0 missed trade, 4 break even. On US30, 9 trades, 4 losses, 4 wins, 2 missed trade, 1 break even. So I calculated the win rate for GBPJPY and US30 using the number of trades that was profitable and the one that was not profitable. So, and I did this separately. So on GBPJPY 50%, on US30 50%. So I calculated also using risk to reward. So risk to reward on the profitable trade and on the losing trade. So on the win trades, the profitable trade on US30, the risk to reward was 5.28. The losing trades were 4R. On GBPJPY, 5.58 RR on winning trade, and on losing trade 5R. So I calculated win rate using risk to reward separately on US30 and GBPJPY, and US30 was 56%, GBPJPY was 52%. Then I did like an aggregate calculation for both GBPJPY and US30 together. I calculated the win rate using GBPJPY and US30 trades together. So, and win rate using number of trades on GBPJPY and US30 was 50%, and win rate using risk to reward was 54%, which means that the win rate from this challenge is 50%, because everything is around 50%, 56, 52, which means that it's 50%. And as you can see on US30, 5.28 risk to reward was for the winning trade and the losing trade was 4 hours. So if you minus it, which means that I came out with one risk to 1.28 risk to reward after the challenge. And on GBPJPY, if you minus this from this, it's about 0.58 risk to reward. So that's that for the outcome. And I've been calculating like my win rate per month, and this is for the month of April. For the month of April, as you can see, 50% win rate, 50% win rate using number of trade, and win rate use 54% win rate using risk to reward. That is for the month of April. And this is the month of May. So we're still in the month of May, so I'm still trading for the month of May. And the month of May, I'm in profits for the month of May, because I took trade on GBPJPY, take profit what is 2 RR, and on US30 I secured 0.86 RR and 1.41 RR. So May is still profitable for now. So at the end of the May, I'll calculate the win rate for May also. So that's it on the outcome of the 3-month challenge. So let's see how it goes, guys. So guys, that'll be it for this video. If you want to check out any of this prop firm I'm trading currently, Maven prop firm and Atlas Funded prop firm, there'll be a link in the description for you to check out any of those prop firm. And like I always say, guys, before you start trading with any prop firm, make sure you do your due diligence, do your research about the prop firm, and most importantly, read and understand the rules of the prop firm to know if the prop firm is kind of prop firm you want to trade with. It is important you read and understand the rules of the prop firm. And guys, if you are looking for a broker to trade with, there will be a link in the description for that. And also do your research before you start trading with any broker. So guys, if you like this kind of content, or you're just coming across my channel for the first time and you like this kind of content, please subscribe, like, share and comment. I'm currently at 16 subscribers. Let's get it to 100 before the end of this month, guys. We can do it. Support your boy by hitting on that subscribe button, like, share and comment, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.